Good morning, Brenda. Yeah, it was a mess, all right. We're heading over there right now. Hopefully, we'll be able to get in there this morning, and I'll be able to show you guys a little bit about what happened. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yesterday there would have been, I was going to go down there. I tried to get in to the area, but there was just no point in it. Couple of reasons. One, there was, the city had declared a mass casualty event, and they already had enough traffic to deal with, and they didn't need me down there trying to block traffic even more. So I thought it would be best if I stayed away from the scene. You couldn't have gotten anywhere close to it anyway, so there was no point in even trying to get down there yesterday. But I think you're over on X. I posted a video of the explosion. I posted it last night. It's a Nest video, surveillance camera from across the street. And it was, look, I have a source in the fire department that tells me it was a propane explosion. But man, that was a big boom to be a propane explosion. VSE, good morning. Good morning. I don't know if I'm buying the whole it's a propane explosion just yet, because holy shit, that was a big boom. I mean, South Austin, I heard it. I was miles away from the area, and I felt it and heard it. Gary, yeah, it was a massive ass explosion. So, and if you're over on my X, I put a clip of the actual explosion itself. And man, if that was propane, that was some propane. I don't know. I don't know how it would happen. But we're headed over there right now. We'll be there here very shortly. I just don't know if I'm buying the whole it was propane yet. I mean, I know propane can explode, but let's say it was a 1,000-pound or 1,000-gallon propane tank that was in the backyard, right? For an explosion of that size, there would have had to have been, the tank would have had to have ruptured. You know what I mean? Like the whole tank would have had to have come apart. And a leak out of the hose going into the house, I just can't see that setting off the whole tank. I don't know. I don't know. And then some people are saying that it was a new construction, and then some people are saying it was built 19. There's so much information floating around. It's hard to figure out what's right, what's real, and what's not. But if it indeed was a propane tank explosion, it had to have been at least, at a minimum, a 500-gallon tank, and it had to have been full to do that kind of damage. And the whole tank would have had to have ruptured somehow. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So, some of the information that I have is that house was just built. Some of the information that I have was it was a house that had just been remodeled. And some of the information I had was that the house was built in 1980 and the people had lived there for a while. So I don't know what's right and what's wrong. Hang on a sec, I gotta pull up my map. We're 6 minutes away. What am I doing here? Hang on. Okay. Alright, now I got my stuff back. Someone not using the pookie on the fittings, inserting full frame, not soldered. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, you're right. Some of the info, there's just so much info. That's the hard part. Is there was just so much information floating around. It's like, you know, I finally had to stop yesterday and just start listening to people that I knew were like credible sources in the fire department, and that's where I got the information that it was propane. Was from a credible source in the fire department. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll come out. Oh man, my camera. Did the video stop? Hang on a sec. I think my video stopped. Hang on, y'all. Y'all don't go anywhere. I think my video stopped on me. Let me see it. Hang on, let me stop here real quick and see if I can't figure this out. 1 sec. The video's frozen. Hang on 1 sec. Okay, don't go anywhere. Okay, we should be back. I don't know why the video froze up there. Sorry about all that. Okay. We should be good to go. We're kind of in the neighborhood already. Okay, I don't know why the video froze. Man, I was having all kinds of trouble at the Tesla protest the other day. I couldn't get anything to work. I ended up having to uninstall and reinstall and do all of this goofiness just to get it to work. We should be live over on X as well at this point. All right. We're in the neighborhood already. We're just a few minutes from the house. So this area here really got the boom yesterday. Yeah, I was, Sadie sometimes, good morning. I was down south when it happened, miles away from the Dash Mobile. And, man, it was a massive ass boom. Y'all see my son getting there? Man, I get so much spam that I don't even know what's spam and not spam anymore. Let's see, this should be DK Ranch right here. Sadie. Sadie sometimes, Sadie sometimes, Sadie sometimes. VSE 00. Alright, I hope VSE stayed with me. I know my video locked up with him on. I say him. I don't know if VSE is a he or a she, but you know, these little neighborhoods out here, they're nice little neighborhoods. This is the neighborhood that the explosion happened in. I don't know if they still have the area shut down or not. They may still have the area shut down we'll have to see. I know as of late last night, they were still doing investigation. So the FBI and the ATF was on scene. And I got to wondering, like, why would the FBI and the ATF be out there? But, I mean, it makes sense. An explosion of that size, it's going to bring the feds out. There you are. Good deal. Of course, it's amazing. Yeah. Some expensive houses out here. I can tell you that. So we're going to come up to this house up here. It's going to be on our right. The house, the initial house that exploded is on its backyard, backs up to this road that we're on right here. So, yeah, it's right here. You could start seeing some, hang on a sec. There was some crime scene tape. Yeah, it's right here. Right here is where it's at. Tragedy tourists suck. That's me. Tragedy tourist. Yeah, it's right here. Let's see. I just missed my turn. I just missed my turn. We got to make a turn. I'm in the wrong place here. We can't get down there. We're gonna go the back way to get up. They got the street closed off here. What we'll do is we will park and we'll go on a bit of a walk and talk here very shortly. Jim, man, I don't know what could have possibly caused it, to be honest. They say that it was propane, but I mean, who really knows? That's a big boom for it to be a propane, right? Turn around. This is it right here. Yeah, there's nowhere where we can turn around at. Yeah, there's no getting into this area. Well, you know what? There's really no getting into the area. I see chunks and debris laying in everybody's yards. It's bad. There's houses out there here, right down this street, that has windows missing. You think they ruled out natural gas? They may have. Yeah, you still can't get down there to it right now, but that makes sense. All right. All right. So anyway, I will tell you, a source that I have in the fire department tells me that this was a propane tank. There was two different sources, that it was construction. There was propane involved. It was a construction site, and that's what did it. Boom. Now, if you're on my X account, you see that there's a video of the explosion, and boy, was it a big explosion. It was a massive, massive explosion. I don't know if it was oh no, Jim, not. Yeah, actually there are. I'll show you a camp right down here if you want to see one. There's actually some homeless out here on Spicewood Springs. Not too many out here, and the reason there's not too many homeless out here in this area is because there's really no bus routes or stores or anything like that. It's mainly just houses and things. There's not much out here but houses, so you don't see a whole lot of homeless out here. Not a whole lot. Is this Spicewood Springs? Yeah, this is Spicewood Springs. There is a homeless camp. Let me think here. I gotta figure out where we're at. I don't have my map. So that's the one thing, Google Maps has ruined us. Google Maps has ruined us. Anyway, we may be able to get down in there tomorrow when they open the roads up. What a mess, though. I'm just glad that it didn't kill anybody, right? I mean, honestly, think about this. About if it was propane that did that. Jim, there's a homeless camp right on the other side of this intersection. Right in the woods, right over there. There's a homeless camp. If you think about a propane tank, a big propane tank, y'all know what kind of propane tank I'm talking about, like a 500 or 1,000 gallon tank. That could cause that kind of an explosion, but wouldn't the tank itself have to come apart for that to happen? I mean, you know, if let's say there was a little leak coming from the copper line that runs to the house, the fire wouldn't travel back up that pipe into the tank, would it? I mean, wouldn't the tank have to rupture for it to actually come apart like that? Or am I wrong? I just don't know. Just don't know. But thank goodness there was nobody killed. That's all that matters. Houses can be rebuilt, lives can be rebuilt, but you can't come back from the dead. I mean, do those tanks, I haven't had a propane tank like that in forever, but do those tanks have any kind of safeties on them to keep them from exploding that way? It spews liquid. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in the coming days. Maybe what's gonna what caused it. Surely they'll tell us what's happened. I don't know. Pretty wild stuff, I can tell you that. And it happened right here where all the Tesla protests have taken place, right? Let me pull up in here and stop real quick. So I'm going to ask Hank Hill. Hank Hill, he just lost some business yesterday. He's a propane guy, and he lost some business. Hang on, let me stop so I can read the comments. Let's see. I used to build RVs, my boss. Let me get rid of this. Build RVs, my boss lost his shirt and eyebrows when a refrigerator leaked and blew out a hole. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I get it. It you know, those tanks can explode, but gosh, dog, a tank blowing up enough to level 3 or 4 different houses. I mean, damn it. I just can't, I don't know, I just can't imagine. I guess it's possible. Those tanks are massive. May, good morning. Yeah, May, did you see the actual explosion itself? I posted a video of the explosion itself. Yeah, where the propane settles. We should be live on X right now, too, I think. Yeah, propane's heavier than air. Yeah, yesterday was definitely a wild day. I think that's the biggest explosion that we've ever had in this town. That I know of, anyway. Or that took out a whole house, you know. Actually, took out like 3 houses, 4 houses. Anyway. I was at homeless camp behind the store you usually go to. Which one would that be? Are we talking North Austin, South Austin? There's a bunch up here in North Austin. They're becoming more numerous. The one that was behind that store that I used to go to, they cleared that one out, and then they cut the underbrush out. That's the only way to keep those tanks from coming back, is by clearing out the underbrush. I think that's what they use to blow up. Well, I'll tell you what, it definitely does the job. If that's what blew that up yesterday, it definitely it definitely does the job. And you're right, that if you look at somebody on my X feed took the video I posted and put it in slow motion so you could see how the boom came from around the house. Like, you could see the fire come from around the back of the house. And then somebody else posted a picture. It was like a drone shot from up in the air, and you could see where the crater was at. It was back in the corner of the backyard, and you could see, I mean, there was a literal, you know, like a crater. TK, what's up, brother man? Good morning, sir. So there was an actual crater in the ground, and it was a big crater too. It wasn't a little crater. I think I'm live on X, y'all. I'm not sure. I've had so much trouble with it here lately. I'm looking at the map and see what I want to do this morning, where we want to go. So what do y'all think? Wonder if it smells like barbecue, Brenda. So what do y'all think about the Tesla protest? Y'all think, I think they're fizzling out. I think they're going to turn into almost nothing here before too long. Now, out where that house blew up, there is definitely no homeless out that far. But let me tell you, that was one big ass boom. I heard people in Georgetown even heard it. And if you know this area, you know that Georgetown is a good 30, 45 minutes away from this area. I heard they heard it all the way in Georgetown. I know I was in far South Austin on the Barton Creek Greenbelt, and I heard it and felt it in my eardrums way down there. I can't imagine what it sounded like sitting right here. Big boom. Anyway, what's everybody got going this week? It's Monday. Back to a regular work week. I got a lot of stuff to do. I've got records requests out that I've got to check on. I'm trying to get records from Jimmy Flanagan. I'm still trying to prove that he's doing some shady shit on company time or on city time. Brenda, I asked that question to my source last night, and they told me that if indeed that propane tank, it would just be shrapnel at that point. There would not be an actual tank left. It would be nothing but shrapnel. But I've got FOIAs out for Flanagan and the other council members. When you're talking about this city council, you have to remember that almost every one of them are backed by the DSA. So they could all be doing some shady shit and trying to get away with it. I did see a video that Crystal Lane was out doing news interviews out here yesterday where the house exploded. Oh, maybe they found something there. I guess time will tell. Time will definitely tell. See, the problem is out there you can't get natural gas because of the it's rock. It's nothing but limestone under there, so they can't actually dig in pipes. This is what I'm told, okay? Don't take this as gospel, but they say that it's it's nothing but bedrock out there, limestone, so you can't really dig in pipes. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what comes out of it. But I'm gonna be out today filming. I've got my map that I'm updating today. I got me map I'm updating today. The rocks move on dry, wet years. My water line's about 7 inches deep. Gets broken by earth moving time to time. I can understand that, Brenda. I can understand that. Alright, let's get to driving. Let's go see what's happening out here in town. I'll tell you what, it really stretched the fire department thin yesterday. They didn't really know. I don't think they really knew exactly what they had going on. I think that I know that in like 2 hours into the incident, they were calling out another box alarm. They had basically every fire station in the city sending fire trucks out there. I think they thought that they had a mass casualty incident. And then so I don't know what they thought they had going on, to be quite honest. Ooh, baby, let's get it on. 50 years too. I am thankful that there's a guy that named Austin Crazy Train he's over on Twitter. He was a guy, somehow he was there, like he was there right after it happened, and he got some dang good video and some dang good pictures out of it, and I'm glad he sent those to me. Maybe they thought there would be more explosions. Maybe. You know, see, I know like 2 hours into it, I was listening to the fire radio. 2 hours into it, you know, they were still doing search and rescue. They were still going through the rubble looking for people. And I don't think they knew, they didn't have a handle on exactly what they had going on yet. And so they were calling out relief crews to relieve the crews that was already, you know, getting banged up. All right. They didn't know. They were searching pretty much all of the afternoon. Just, I mean, if you saw some of the pictures out of that area, you saw that how bad it was. I mean, it was bad. Does the video look different to y'all? Does it look worse? Because Streamlabs did an update on their software, and it really looks like shit to me. Is it just the sun, you think? All right. Well, welcome to 183, where we always do construction here. See, there was some other information that came out about the same time as the explosion, where they were talking about there was a police standoff as well. I'm like, what in the heck is happening? A police standoff and an explosion right in the same neighborhood? That's a big coincidence. But apparently the police standoff had nothing to do with it, so I don't know. Brenda can't see anyway. Oh, man. Oh, man, you guys are crazy. But it's just sad. It's just very sad. But man, once that happened, I started getting messages. My phone started dinging. I was off on the green belt, and my phone started going off. And I swear to you, I had 50 different messages within about 10 minutes. And I couldn't figure out what was happening. I had some people telling me about a police standoff, some people telling me that a bomb went off, some people telling me. There was so much information coming in at one time that I couldn't figure out what was happening. My phone was ringing, messages were coming in. I was like, holy shit, man, this is like information overload. And I couldn't figure out what was right, what was up, what was down. Yeah, that was the going, that was the going theory yesterday, it was a meth lab that blew up. That was definitely the going theory, that a meth lab blowed up. But I don't know. I want to talk to a propane guy. Somebody that's what they do for a living, to see how those propane tanks work. But I don't think it was a meth lab. I'm almost certain it wasn't a meth lab. I mean, that kind of an explosion, I mean, I guess a meth lab could blow up like that, but I guess it could. I don't know. Don't know. What do we got down here? A stool. Oh, man. motel blow up. They said it was a meth lab. Yeah, those meth labs, they blow up. But man, if you look at the video, I posted a video of the explosion on my X account. That was a big damn explosion. You know, maybe I should just go ahead and put it here on YouTube as well. I mean, they've already demonetized me. It ain't like they can do anything else to me. So, did any of you guys catch? So I was on Harrison Smith's show last week on Friday called American Journal. That was a whole lot of fun. I had a lot of fun that morning, and I hope some of you folks got to catch that. That's broadcasted not just to the Austin area, but around the world. In the movies, they fill the trash bags with propane and set them off. Makes sense. Oh, man. I was so nervous on Friday. We were getting ready to go on the air. I was sitting in the green room getting my earpiece put on, and then they asked me to sign the flag that's in the studio. That was a pretty big honor to be able to autograph that flag. We're going to go over here by this homeless camp that's out here on University of Texas property. It was a big mushroom cloud that went up yesterday. People took pictures of that mushroom cloud from all around Austin. And I mean all around Austin. I have pictures from South Austin, North Austin, out by the airport. There was a big, big cloud of smoke that went up off of this explosion. But thankfully, I heard one of the firefighters say that after the initial explosion, it did not set a whole lot on fire. The explosion was powerful enough that it pretty much put itself out. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not a fire expert, but that sounds about right. They did say it was big enough that the explosion was big enough that it pretty much put itself out. Let's get it on. Holy Monday, National Pecan Day. Heck yeah. I love some pecan pie. We only get them once a year, though. Twice a year. Thanksgiving and Christmas. Thanksgiving and Christmas. The one thing that nobody's really talking about is there was a murder that happened. There was a murder that happened over the weekend on Lamar, and nobody's really talking about it because of this explosion. And it was a murder that happened over on Lamar in North Austin. Passerby found a guy laying over on the sidewalk. They didn't say if he was stabbed or shot. They just said he had obvious signs of trauma, which I guess is police speak for he was obviously dead. But nobody's talking about that anymore. The news isn't talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Yeah, there's a lot of camps in this place right here. There's one there. There's one there. Right there. There's an entrance to one there. And wow. There's an entrance to one there. Filled the basement. It blew the house off its foundation and turned it like a quarter turn. Didn't really hurt it. That's interesting. Kind of just blew it up off its foundation and twisted it a little bit, huh? Just blew it up off its foundation a little bit. I'm going to pull in here and see what's on the other side of this wooded area. There's an entrance to a camp. It looks like an entrance. This whole wooded area is full of homeless camps, and when it ends up drying out this summer, this place has got a good chance of catching on fire. This whole wooded area is full. I can see little camps in and out of there. Yeah, now that the trees are starting to fill in, everybody keeps telling me that I need to get a drone and fly over these places, but a lot of people don't realize that these camps are so dug in you can't see them from the top. The trees block everything. There's one right there. See, I don't have any of these on my map. Yeah, I think the police had a drone they were using at that explosion yesterday. I think. And we need to park and walk in these woods is what we need to do. We just need to park and walk in. Yeah, the police department, there was an incident that happened, this was last year at some point, where they had a drone. There was a guy, there was a SWAT standoff. They had a guy in a little a shed in a backyard of a house, and he was holed up in that shed. And he was threatening to shoot anybody that come near him. And when they flew that drone, they flew a drone into the backyard. They were going to try to get a look in that shed. They got it close enough to the guy that he was able to knock the drone out of the air with a stick. That was last year. See, there's a shopping cart. Ooh, right there. There's a big homeless camp right there. That whole wooded area is full. Full. We're going to have to park and walk down in there is what we're going to have to do. I think. We're going to have to park and walk down there. Jim, that's a good question. I usually will wear one when I'm when I'm walking in the homeless camps. Not only do I carry a camera to film with, but I wear a GoPro as a body camera just to make sure that if something were to happen, I have a complete record of what happened. You know, if I have to use any kind of force or whatever, I want to, I want it to be known how and why. I just have a hard time. Ooh, look at that Trans Am in front of us. That old Trans Am. If it was a different color, it'd be like a Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. Frank, what's up, man? Good morning. That's a cool old car. Wonder what year that is. That is a cool old car. It is bright, you're right. See him coming a mile away, right? Sadie sometimes knows that I want one of those old cars. I've been talking to Sadie about that. I want to get away from these new things. 7881. It's a nice little car. I love the way those old cars smell when they're running. Oh, shoot, fire. Ugh. Man, I'll tell you what, it's Monday. It's new work week. Bill, that's what you're building right now is a Trans Am. That's awesome. I'm jealous. Jealous, I say jealous. I would love to have one of those. Good old Frank's here. Frank, I think you were covering the explosion yesterday too, weren't you? Yo, Frank has a website that he covers the news. Sorry, I'm yawning. If he wants to drop his website in the chat, I'm sure some people would love to check it out. Oh, man. A lot of stupid money. Yeah, but it's worth it. If it makes you happy, then it's worth it. Yeah, it was crazy. There was so much information coming out at one time yesterday. It was hard to figure out what was really happening. I had so many messages coming in. I still haven't been able to respond to all the messages that I had coming in yesterday. But I did update. I had to update my my link, my pinned tweet at the top. I have to update it every 3 to 4 days or so because they change. Square changes the links on me. Oh, only mods can drop links. Wait, is there a way I could change that? Interesting. Jim, have a good one, brother. Sorry for the boring stream this morning. I know there's not much happening. I was hoping to be able to get down to that house, but they got it all closed off. There's no way of really getting down there to it. They got it all closed off. Minnesota Top Chef trying to know where the city took over Space Center. How that's made them vibrant spaces. Vibrant city spaces. That would be cool. You know, maybe they could do something like that once they get all this construction and junk done. There's so much construction happening around Austin right now on the highways. Like 183 that you see to your left. It is a constant construction project out here. Constant construction project. Sadie sometimes all the best. Jim. Oh man. Y'all, I've got this pain on my right side, back by my kidney, and it comes and goes. Sometimes it hurts really bad, sometimes it doesn't hurt at all, sometimes it hurts just a little. Sometimes I can go days without having any pain there, and like today it hurts really bad. It's like right back where my right kidney would be. I bet that's it, Brenda. It drives me nuts, that pain back there. I don't know what it is or why it's happening, but it's driving me nuts. I don't know, it just comes and goes. It doesn't hurt any worse or that I have to take some Tylenol or something after a little while. But it goes away, and then maybe I won't feel it for another couple of days, and then it'll finally creep back in. sides. Yep. Yeah, it really upset me with everybody, the people that were taking my stream of the Tesla when the Tesla stuff was a big news item, and streamers were taking my stream and restreaming it, and then anybody that would call them out on it, they would block them and then hide the comment. Jackasses. Oh, I am, Sadie. I'm good to go. Well, guys, I'm going to run. I've got some filming to do out here this morning. I'm going to see if I can't park somewhere and walk down and get some footage of that house that exploded. I don't want to upset the people that are living there or make them think that, make them feel violated because I'm streaming in their neighborhood. But it's newsworthy, and I have credentials. But I hope everybody has a good, safe day today. I am out here on the street. If you want to support the channel, we do need help. You can do that. Down in the description, I've updated the link to everything in the bottom. We operated last week on $136 is what we operated on. So I've got it down to a science about how to keep costs really, really low. Love you guys, and I will see y'all on the next one. Sadie, I appreciate you. TK, you as well, my friend.